I'm Beth Ann.
And this is Let's Talk BL, a Boys Love podcast.
Welcome back to the podcast. It is Sunday, Series Sunday, the day of the week where we talk all about one series and one series only, chock full of spoilers. So, if you have not watched Be Mine Superstar, go watch it.
Yeah.
Be Mine Every time I say superstar, I'm like, superstar. Does that make me old?
I don't know what that's from.
It's a Molly Shannon skit from SNL.
Oh.
But I feel like SNL is one of those things that like people discover kind of every so often.
Yeah, Molly Shannon wasn't on SNL when
I mean, she wasn't me either. Yeah, I think it was like early 90s, maybe 80s.
Oh, yeah.
She was the cheerleader that like she put her hands under her arms and she smelled it. It's a whole thing.
I literally have no idea what you're talking about.
Tell me if you know about this, because it was definitely like a cultural reference that people would always talk about. I think when I was in like high school and college, but it was still before my time. But it was like,
yeah, that would make me still like a little too
SNL.
young for like those kinds of references.
I was gonna
like
say, but
SNL references.
I was gonna say, do you like you probably have like just random SNL knowledge, but like maybe from like a newer chunk of time.
Yeah, I think like the earliest SNL I can remember is like Lonely Island SNL.
Okay. Yeah, that was what, early 2000s? Because that's when like Justin Timberlake was having his moment.
Right.
Like, can we say the D word?
How far into the episode are we?
Okay, D in a box. Like I
know what that is.
Okay,
Yeah.
I feel like that maybe still the Molly Shannon reference would have been like 20 years before that probably. But even still, like, anyways, side note. Okay, Be Mine Superstar.
Yes.
It's 12 episodes.
Yes.
It's on Viki.
It is.
Started on Ichi.
It started on Ichi and moved over to Viki.
They were like,
so
JK.
if you lost it halfway through, that's where it went.
That's where it went. Starring as Pun. Oh my God. We have Ja. We have so much to talk about this character. Truly incredible. And then as Ashi, we have first. Ashi. They translated it 5 different ways.
Yeah, it was Romanized a bunch of different ways. I feel like we ended up with ACHI. I feel like that's where we like landed.
In the description, it's ASHI.
Yeah, but in the subs,
Ashi.
if you're like reading the subs,
Yeah,
there's like a few different
Achi.
ways they Romanize it.
Ashi? Did they say it Ashi? I don't remember.
I don't know. I genuinely have no idea. This is like first ongoing struggle because this happened in Remember Me Too, where like any character he plays has like a million names. You don't really know what the character's name is or how to pronounce it.
It's true. Well,
Except for Fiat.
to be fair, he
The
did
OG.
change his name in the actual
Right,
show.
because he lied about his name in the show. It's a whole thing.
It's a whole thing.
My hope and wish for first, now that he's hopefully going to get another show after this, is that he has one name.
One name. One name only.
One name, and it's only spelled one way.
Yes.
And it's quite easy. Like Fiat.
Yeah, Fiat
I mean,
was
not to
easy.
be that person, but like, you know.
Fiat.
Like Fiat.
Fiat's OG.
Yeah.
But wait, what was his character's name in Together?
Oh, I don't know. I don't remember.
While you read the synopsis, I'm
I
going to
don't
look that up.
know.
Because I'm curious now.
Yeah.
Was it complicated?
Okay, synopsis time. Third-year film student Pun gets an internship on the set of a drama. He's come there to learn from professionals, but what lights his passion even more than the work is leading man Ashi, beloved of the nation. He is beloved of the nation. He's beloved of multi-nations in this show, actually.
His name was CHAT.
Chat.
Chat? They pronounce the CH?
Yeah, there's 2 CHs in Thai.
Okay.
Why wouldn't you pronounce the CH?
Because the Thai don't pronounce letters. I'm highly...
They do. Here's the thing. Okay, this is an aside. I've started learning Thai, like legitimately learning Thai.
Yeah.
Like not...
Reading and writing.
Not LTBL brand of learning Thai, like legitimately learning Thai.
Not just yelling Mungun at everybody.
Yeah. Which, by the way, improperly pronounced.
Yes.
I've started learning how to read and write Thai. And it turns out when you learn the alphabet, the Thai do pronounce letters. They pronounce every letter that they have in their alphabet.
Right. Yes.
Like, so yeah, they absolutely do.
Right,
In
they're
fact,
not pronouncing Romanized Thai. That makes sense.
There's 2 CH. There's 2 letters that make the sound. No,
Sure.
3. Shashang, shashada. There's 3. There's 3 letters that make the sound the CH sound.
I was going to say the CH is more of a sh sound, not a ch sound, not like a hard ch.
Well, you wouldn't go ch anyways because that's CHU. You're adding a vowel on there.
Oh,
if you're just like pronouncing the sound.
Now we're going to have weekly Thai lessons.
Yeah.
I love it. Ugh, getting 2 for the price of 1.
Yeah. Anyways, the Thai language truly reveals itself if you just learn the alphabet, but it is really hard. Like, it's really difficult.
It's not like Korean where you can like learn it in 15 minutes. Unfortunate. Okay, let's talk Ashi and Pun. Lord have mercy. Truly, okay, I don't even know where to start. Pun is the best thing that's ever happened. He's the cutest little bean.
Pun is perfect. Pun is up there with top BL boyfriends. 100%. He's up there with Nick Nelson.
And Nick Nelson, move aside.
No, not move aside. Nick Nelson is still like
on the pedestal.
Yeah, Nick Nelson is still gold medal golden retriever boyfriend.
Yeah.
But I gotta say, for me, Pun is silver medal. Like, Pun is like coming in like next year in the Olympics. Maybe he'll surpass him. I don't know. But like Pun, like, is there a better boyfriend? Like, name one thing he did wrong.
He didn't. I'm trying to think of like even when he found that notebook, because he didn't run away from Achi when Achi like came for him, because Achi just like didn't try.
Achi didn't even knock on the door.
He like creepily lingered.
He literally didn't even look in the door. He just like stared in the window.
He didn't fight for his man. You got to fight for your man.
Yeah, he didn't even talk to him. He didn't knock on the door. He wasn't like, May.
I will say he should have been more honest with Achi when the whole blackmail situation went down. That he did go to daddy for that for some odd reason.
True, but I don't feel like he was being dishonest with Ashi,
No.
because like it just never came up. He was like, I don't know what to do about this. He's like in a weird position, and
right.
Like, he didn't want to stress his boyfriend out. He didn't like
Sure,
all this
yeah.
stuff. And he never
his boyfriend
really
was being
hid it.
beloved by the nation.
And the interesting part of the whole blackmail situation is it never actually caused problems between them. Like, the way they set that up, it was very, I will say that part was very strange, because like the way they set it up is you thought, because of course like Ja is very handsome, and so like you thought, okay, Pun's gonna become famous, and because when he walks in with that brand deal, and Ashi's like, hey, what's up? Right, it's like a shocker that he like walks out for this brand deal, and so they set it up and make you think that it's gonna be this like point of conflict,
rivalry now,
but then it never is. Ashi's like, cool, he's like, I love this for us. Like,
yeah, I thought that was very mature of Ashi, I will say.
No. Here's where my issues with Ashi come in. Ashi is like,
oh yeah, I didn't like Ashi at all.
Numero uno for me.
Yeah.
Which is weird, because listen, on one hand, do I understand why Pun has an Ashi body pillow? Which, by the way, I do. I want to know where that first body pillow ended up. I want to know who has it. Did somebody keep it? Where is it? What is the location of the first body pillow? I need to know. These are questions that keep me up at night.
Yeah.
Okay, number 2. I absolutely love that Ashi is a horse girl.
Fantastic.
Horse girl Ashi is my favorite. Also, it makes perfect sense to me that literally every man in the universe, international, he like we got my guy Ben Brazier, who's supposed to be Japanese, coming in
that was incredible,
and being like, I must cast him in my film because I want to kiss him, right? Like all this. Right?
Literally every man in the show is obsessed with Ashi,
and it makes perfect sense to me. These are all, and Ashi is like, he's committed to his craft.
He's sworn off love.
And he's very cute with his little cup noodles. Like, it is very cute and sweet.
Yeah.
But I am a Pun protector.
Oh, for sure.
And I did think it was sus when all of a sudden Ashi's like, you know what? I will be your boyfriend, and we're going to go from, like, literally 0 to 100.
Yeah, that was weird.
I was like, this is very cute, but, like, I was sus of it. So then whenever Pun discovered that notebook, I was like,
this tracks.
This makes sense to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would agree, too. It went 0 to 100, and there was not much... I don't feel like there was much character development on Ashi's kind of role where, like, you don't really understand why he's so tortured.
Right. And, well, I mean, he's an orphan, right?
Yeah. I don't really remember.
Well, what's interesting is that the show within the show, which is another one of my favorite parts about this series, the show within the show is about Ashi, and everybody in the series is obsessed with Ashi, and everything's about Ashi.
Right.
But this show, Be Mine Superstar, is actually
Right.
about Pun.
Right.
Like, all of the development is on Pun's side. We know his whole family. We know all his friends.
Right.
His relationship with Daddy Muang is, like, the highlight of the show.
Novi.
Like,
Yeah.
so the series is actually about Pun, which is interesting because, of course, Ashi's the leading man. But, like, the show's, I think, actually about Pun.
And literally every man is going after Ashi. Even, like, the manager is trying to, like, take Ashi down.
Well, and what's interesting is, like...
By using prostitute Kin to kill him.
Yeah.
Which was fascinating.
This is... Honestly, this had some great telenovela, like...
Yeah.
Bits and pieces, for sure.
For
yes,
sure. Yeah,
prostitute Ken. Does he have a name?
Like
in the
sure.
show. In the show.
Okay, yeah.
Does he have a name in the show?
Yeah, for sure.
I feel like surely they, like, introduced him, but I don't ever remember his name. Also, he just sort of, like, faded into the... No, he got arrested. He got arrested, but then we don't find out what happened to him.
Yes, yes.
And so, like, that was a cliffhanger. I'd love to know where prostitute Ken is now.
Bank.
Oh, bank. Oh.
That feels right.
That feels right. That feels right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Prostitute Ken was a whole... This show had everything. Speaking of an SNL bit, this show had everything.
It's true. It's true. It's funny because like this show overall felt very like segmented because of the show within the show, and then they go to Japan, which felt like a whole separate show.
When we go to Japan twice.
And there's a movie now, and then there's a movie within a show.
Oh yeah, we never found out what happened with the show. Did the girl just take over the show? Did we find out? Because like, I'm not gonna lie, I would watch that soap opera. That soap opera looked awesome. I low-key wish they made it. Does anybody know, is that show like based on an actual Tyler Corn that I can watch? Because
that would be fun.
Based on the storylines that I know from it, like I totally want to watch that show. I'm obsessed with the girl. I'm obsessed with everything about that show, but we never find out. We find out that he got the role in the movie, but we never find out like what happened with the show.
Truly, one of my favorite parts now that I'm thinking about the show within the show and the movie within the movie is the whole conversation that Achi has with Pun, where he's like, I need you. And are you going to be okay? Because I'm actually going to tongue Ben Brazier, but I don't actually tongue the girl.
And he says Ben Brazier in the show. No, I'm just kidding. He's like,
Kevin. It just dawned on me. He's like, in this BL world, we don't kiss girls. We only kiss boys.
Yeah. Because with the girl, it's all angle kisses, or he'll spin her, or there's like and okay,
that's fantastic.
Will say, let's talk. There's so many directions you can go with this show. It's honestly,
this series Sunday feels right for this show. We're just gonna pop around.
All around.
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about the introduction of Kevin, aka Benjamin Brazier.
Hold on, wait. I feel like we have to talk about for a hot second. Shout out Noon, who is Fong. Sister, who Star Hunter Fong.
We've been talking about her.
I know. I'm just saying, like,
you want people to know she's Fong's sister.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I see. You want the people to know that she's Fong's sister.
Yes.
I understand.
Anyways, side note, she's like a pretty like big actress. So
she used to be at GMMTV.
Yeah, so it's funny that like this was the role she took. Like, it's such a random like pop up role for her. I feel like.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry. Continue.
So we get the introduction of Kevin, who is the lead actor in this Japanese Thai BL. And he's also a producer / on the casting crew. I don't know.
Who's culturally appropriating Japanese culture.
Right. I'm very confused.
Because he speaks in Thai Japanese.
Is he supposed to be Japanese?
He speaks in Thai, but with Japanese rules.
Right, because he'll say, like, Ashi-san. Yeah. Okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah. He uses Japanese honorifics, but, like, while speaking in Thai.
If I, like, called you, like, Ailishi, right? Isn't that the, like...
Oh, like, from Korea.
Korean.
Yeah.
What's the, like, Korea boo version of what he... Kevin
a weeboo. The Korea boo comes from a weeboo.
Okay, so Kevin's a weeboo? Technically?
I don't know. Is Kevin supposed to be Japanese? Unclear. Anyways, Kevin rolls on the
Brazier,
scene.
if you're listening.
Benjamin, if you're listening. Benjamin.
He said he was
I have questions. Oh
God.
Okay. So he rolls in, and he locks eyes on Ashi, and he's like, that's the only man.
You see Ashi, and you're like,
he's
mine.
like, that's the only man. And so they cast Ashi, and then sweet Benjamin Brazier is like, trying his best in like a very formal Thai Japanese way to like woo Ashi. And Ashi can't say that he has a boyfriend because we find out that he signed in his contract that he can't have a boyfriend.
No.
Or that he can have a boyfriend, but nobody can find out about it.
Right.
Yeah. So
in true BL fashion.
Right. So Ashi like can't be like, I have a boyfriend, but like sweet Kevin is like trying to get with him. And like before we know that Kevin is like, cool, you have a boyfriend, I respect you, which like sweet Kevin is so respectful.
He is, yeah.
But before
minus
we know
the whole slip in the tongue thing.
Before we know this, what we as the viewer are introduced to, like literally it skips as soon as we go to Japan. And I actually have beef with Benjamin Brazier about this. Benjamin, I have beef because we interviewed Ben about this show, right? And we're like, time of the show, and we're like, right? And we even, like, not to spill too many behind the scenes, like, secrets, there are no secrets. Benjamin was there for a very long time after his interview ended. And so we, like, talked, hung out, chilled, whatever. Never once.
He was also there when Longley and Cogliang were there. Come to find out, literally they're all on the show.
Nobody told us Longley was in the show.
I mean, that would have been a big spoiler if we had known Longley was in the show.
Yeah. But, like, they were all there at the same time. Nobody told us they were all on the same show together. Anyways, Benjamin, I have so much beef over this. But the main thing I have beef over is that, like, he's the love rival in the show. And, like, he literally, but the most respect, he's not because there are multiple love rivals.
Yeah.
But, like, the way that we're introduced when we go to Japan is that literally it's like Achi in an onsen. And you know what? We even talked about onsens with Benjamin.
We did.
And he did not, like, I was so shook when the scene was happening. I was, like, having a hard time. The way we're introduced is they're making out in the onsen, and I was shook. I was like, he's cheating on Pun. Yeah. I knew it.
Well,
I knew, and I was like, Benjamin is a snake. Kevin's a snake. Not Benjamin. Benjamin and Kevin, two different people. Kevin's a snake. I knew. I was so heated. I was so mad. And then it's like, cut, and I was like, okay.
Oh, okay. Thank God.
But it was a shock. I was shook.
Literally everyone in this show did it in a bathtub or onsen at some point. In water.
Yeah.
2 of them did it in an onsen. Shocking, I guess. It technically.
No, they all did it in an onsen.
They did.
Because also Daddy and Ma.
We'll get to them. I can't wait to
Daddy
talk
and
about them.
Ma also did it in an onsen.
Right.
Yeah.
It was just a private onsen. They were inside.
Because
Pun and Ashi were like, we're doing it outside.
Pun and Ashi's onsen was also private, but it was outdoors. They're exhibitionists.
Lord have mercy.
They also, another, like, Pun and Ashi had the, like, softest, cutest, like, puppy and kitten climbing into a shoe together bathtub scene.
Yeah.
After the first time they do it when they're in the bubble bath. But, like, it did kind of crack me up a little bit because they're in front of a window and there's no blinds or, like, curtains on the window. Mm-mm. And you can see outside and it literally looks like a golf course development. Like, you know, like, okay, if you're in the States, you know how we have, like, neighborhoods that are built on golf courses?
Right.
That's what it looks like. And sometimes those are retirement homes or like retirement communities.
That feels right for Pun.
Yeah, and so
Pun would book them like a 50 plus.
Yeah, I was like, are they at like at like a swingers lodge? Like, where are we? Like,
I mean, for Ashi's sake, because he's beloved by the nation.
Right, he has to hide.
Yeah, that would be the perfect place for them.
But all the grandmas know him, because Pun's grandma loves him.
Right.
So all the grandmas would be especially scandalized. They would be like, fully.
Oh my
Talk
God.
about clutching your pearls. Imagine you see, like, walking by, like mall walkers with, like, holding the weights with, like, the...
Yeah. And they see them. Oh, fantastic.
Actually, Eileen was telling a story that, like, because Eileen lives in, like, a proper neighborhood, like a grown-up.
Yeah.
And she doesn't have, like, curtains on her windows
yes.
And, she, Eileen watches all the shows.
Yeah.
And she was like, yeah, I guess the house next door to her is
for sale, yeah.
And they were showing it.
Open house on Sunday.
Yeah, and she's like watching, she's like watching her stories, and people are walking by, like looking at the window, and they're like,
clutching their
They're
pearls.
like, the neighbors are into...
The neighborhood really has gone downhill.
Now we know what the neighbors' kinks are.
Fantastic. Longley, just specifically Longley.
Yeah. Eileen's just watching, like, Longley edits that she made herself.
Yeah. Oh, Lord have mercy. Anyways.
I should make Eileen a Longley edit, like, for her birthday. Like, for Christmas.
Should.
That's what Eileen, don't listen to this episode. That's what I'm making Eileen for Christmas. A Longley edit. I'll redub Crazy Handsome Rich.
Oh my God. Fantastic. Anyways, but yeah, Ben Brazier.
Benjamin.
How dare you?
But like, okay, but also not how dare you, because it turns out Kevin is very respectful.
Yeah.
And then he like just fades into the background and we never see him again.
Yes. You know who isn't respectful? Titan. Side note, do you think Ben Brazier is triggered whenever he talks to Title because the actor's name is Wyo?
Oh yes, Wyo-san.
Anyways, Title, this man, the most evil of all evils, who has been in love with Ashi since the beginning of time. I love that whole conversation when Daddy is like going to Title and he was like, dude, what's your problem? He's our friend. He's like, he has never been my friend. Yeah. I will say this show has some great lines. It has some solid moments where he's like, he has never been my friend. I have loved him from the minute I met him.
Well, and it's very telenovela because then he's like, if he can't love me,
yeah,
he can't love anyone.
We were watching this and we literally was like, this is what we were like.
It's like a full telenovela,
this is
and
what's
I'm
coming next.
super into it. Like, it was so good and engaging.
It was so funny.
And like, you almost didn't need to watch. Like, and I think those are like a certain breed of very good show where like you don't necessarily need to watch the episode before. Like, if you missed the week before, like back in the day when you like couldn't, I don't know, it took my family forever to get DVR because like my parents were cheap. But
you didn't VCR record shows?
I don't think we ever had a VCR.
We did. I even did that in college. My friends watched Lost and I was the one with the TV VCR combo. And so I'd record, you'd set a timer to record a TV show on a VHS, and it was awful if somebody recorded over that VHS. We had a VHS for every day of the week.
I mean, you have similar situations with the DVR because, like, one time my sister and brother got in a fight that we still talk about in my family to this day because Jack recorded over Niagara Part 2 from The Office, which is Jim and Pam's wedding, if you don't know. And it's one of the best episodes in the whole show. And, like, Jack DVR'd over it. And this is, like, DVR days. Like, you have to wait till it reruns again. But The Office was a live show, so it wasn't rerunning.
Right.
And they literally got in a fight so bad that, like, my family still talks about it to this day.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Did you buy the DVD set after that?
No, because it's expensive.
Oh, I had the DVD set. And the funny thing about the DVD set is that the home screen, you know how like there's that like title screen?
Yeah.
It's Michael yelling. And so if you fell asleep listening to The Office, eventually the DVD would stop and it would just go to the home screen and it would just be Michael yelling. So you'd wake up to Michael yelling.
No, we were too poor to buy The Office DVDs because they were like $100.
They were really expensive.
Yeah. Anyways, I would totally buy this show on DVD, and I would be perfectly happy to wake up to like Ashi screaming.
Whoever made this production, I couldn't actually figure.
It wasn't Quintana. Who was it?
Oh yeah, it came up at the title credits. I don't remember. You guys should make merch. It should be the body pillow.
Yes, I would buy that body pillow. I'd buy 5 of those body pillows. I'd just have them in the house. Oh, and the best part about that is you could use it to scare people.
How much do you think that international shipping should
I don't know.
be?
I would pay it. I would pay $1 million for this privilege. Okay. Like, honestly, because it'd be great. You could use it to scare people. Me and my sister shared a room when we were younger, and we're like around the same age, and so we're both really into Nick Jonas. And back in the day, you could get Tiger Beat. I don't even know if this magazine still exists, but like Tiger Beat was a magazine.
Yeah.
Like a teen magazine. And they used to have where you could like pull out, and it was like 4 pages, but it was like a big poster. It was like a la like God over there.
Yeah.
It was like that size. And And so one of them was just Nick Jonas. It was just his head. And we cut it out.
Just his head?
Well, it was like, but it was like a portrait. So
Yeah,
his
yeah.
shoulders
Okay.
up. But we had decorated our entire closet door with like pictures of boys that we cut out of magazines. In case you guys haven't noticed, this has been me my whole life. You know, like literally my whole life.
Oh, fantastic.
And the way we had like taped them on the door in the night, sometimes you'd wake up and like it didn't occur to us when we were taping them on the door. In the night, sometimes you would wake up and it looked like a man was standing because you could very clearly see like a head.
Oh no!
Because it was so big. It was like human-sized head. It was like a life-size head. And the place where we positioned it, and you'd wake up in the night and you would like, even though we knew, we put him there. And so we
You're
both
terrified.
like can't like. Nick Jonas kind of gives us PTSD now.
That's amazing.
A little bit. Anyways, you could use Ashi to do the same thing.
That would
like
be
imagine
amazing.
you could put body pillow Ashi like outside the bathroom door when like somebody's getting out of the shower and they like walk out. It'd be great.
That would be
You could
amazing.
prank so many people.
I had a cardboard cutout of Zac Efron from High School Musical 3 in a tuxedo that a roommate of mine's boyfriend loved to prank me with, and he like put it in front of the front door so that like, you'd open the door and
there's
Zac
there.
Efron.
Yeah.
He put him in my bed. He put Zac Efron everywhere.
I had
Anyways.
a cardboard cutout of Zayn Malik from One Direction.
Amazing. The fact that we don't have a cardboard cutout is a travesty.
I know.
And I recently looked it up because I was gonna get a
They're
cardboard.
not that expensive to make.
They're not.
Yeah.
Depending on the height. If you want him true to life, it would be about $100.
That's still
which is
I
not
feel like
crazy.
it's not that bad. I know I just said $100 for a set of DVDs, but I was a child. I didn't have $100. Now I absolutely have $100 to have my own Sia in my house. I'll get a second job. It's fine.
I get a second job just to
Finance
have a
my Sia
cardboard
cutout habit.
That feels right.
And how much does it cost to make a body pillow? Could I make my own first body pillow?
I'm sure there's an Etsy.
I'm sure there's a website that does that. I desperately, and literally every episode I'm like, I want to know about the body pillow. Side note, do we think Ashi ever sees the body pillow? We know he sees the canvas.
Right. I know he's very cool about that. The tie are very interesting.
So was Peepaw with Wyo. If
I
we're bringing it
know.
back around to 2 Moons.
I know, because we had this conversation with Ben
We
Brazier
asked
where we were like,
Benjamin.
would it be weird if you like showed up at somebody's house?
By the way, Ben said yes, it would be weird. So please don't do this in real life. Ben was like, yeah, don't do that. And then I neglected to inform him that on that same episode where we talked about that, I asked listeners to send me their favorite pictures of Ben Brazier so that I could create my own Peepaw strap.
Okay, so unclear, but All About Vibe has a custom body pillow for $40.
That
However,
is totally reasonable.
Etsy shows a girl spooning literally a life-size man for $177.
I mean, either way, that's a deal.
Renee had offered to send me, or was going to send me, a body pillow of a boy for my birthday. I can't remember exactly what boy. I'm pretty sure it was Kauna. Actually, it might have been Z. I can't remember. It was a very long time ago. Anyways.
I need a first body pillow. I really need to know who has it. Surely someone has a body pillow.
That's the only acceptable way to get a body pillow of a boy. Like, I feel like buying it yourself would be weird.
If you make it for yourself, then, like, clearly you have ulterior motives.
But, like, my Zac Efron was gifted to me. Bought from Blockbuster. Shout out Blockbuster if you're old enough for that. And so, like, I had this excuse that, like, it was given to me. So I literally took him from North Carolina to Alabama to San Francisco to New York City. And then New York City, he went by the wayside. It was very sad.
I mean, I will bring God with me wherever I go. If you guys don't know what we're talking about, for my birthday, Beth Ann got, like,
a door-sized God?
Yeah, like I would say he's like half-life size.
Yeah.
He's like 0.5.
He's like toddler size.
Of God. He's like
Yeah.
half of God's actual size.
It was incredible.
And now it lives on our front door, and he can come with us always.
It's like Flat Stanley, but Flat God.
But flat God.
Anyways, back to the show.
I also want the Ashi canvas, by the way, the one that was drawn on. They should really auction these things off.
They
Listen,
should.
I have an idea. Alex, do you have these things? Who has these things? Auction them off.
Ja has them.
Ja has them. Yeah.
Okay. Have we talked enough about Ashi? And
I mean,
can we now talk about the characters?
Yes, Daddy Muang and
truly,
Ma.
y'all. Okay. First of all, talk about the most gratuitous NC scenes that did not need to be in the show, but were like,
oh my god, I know. Half of their NC scenes we never even got like an explanation for it.
No
Just panned
context.
to the bedroom.
But here's the craziest part about Daddy and Ma is that, well, okay, let's talk about Daddy first of all. I love the fact that he straight up tells Pun to call him Daddy and 0 people question it.
Nobody questions it. Everybody's like, yeah, makes perfect sense that this kid's running around calling him Daddy Muang.
Yeah. I mean, we then proceeded to always
Now
call
I
him.
call him Daddy
If
Muang.
I ever met
Boston.
Boston in real life, I'd for sure call him Daddy. No, not in a weird way. Because the character was just so good. He was so funny.
I would probably call him Daddy Muang to his face.
There we go.
I wouldn't just be like,
Daddy.
Daddy.
I'd call him Daddy Muang.
I mean, listen, if you guys have not listened to our Only Friends with Friends episode,
So good.
if I hadn't cut out the part that had to be redacted for legal reasons, you'd understand why it actually makes perfect sense, and she would just call him Daddy. Don't let her fool you.
But really, like, Daddy Muang and Ma's storyline over, like, that was like a really like connected, well done storyline for the side characters of the show. Like, if you think about it, like, it started out as like, you know, Daddy is like this famous actor who has a one night stand with Ma, who is like, I can't date you because I don't want to date you. I don't date my one night stands. And then Daddy is like, let's have 2 night stands. Will you date a 2 night stand? And he's like, no, that was, you technically assaulted me and that's not okay. And then he was like, okay, I'll give you a chance. And then his first love, Long Lee, comes back to town. And then and then Ma's like, JK, I actually realized while talking to my first love that I was always in love with that never gave me a chance, that I actually love you now. And now we're going to live happily ever after.
Yeah, I don't know that I would call it like well developed, but they got a lot of screen time. And they were really sweet. They were fun together. They have great
They
chemistry.
had excellent chemistry.
I really, really like Daddy Muang and Pun. Like, I really like their friendship. They had
That was a fun
really
friendship.
nice, fun, trusting friendship. Like,
They did.
I really, really, really love that dynamic.
Daddy Muang, not the greatest voice of reason,
But he's the only voice of reason.
He is. I know, he
Literally
literally
multiple times
went
he's
to
the one with
everybody.
the logic.
Yeah, he was the one that like went to the manager to be like, we need to get Pun to Japan.
I feel like this is the like always a bridesmaid, never a bride situation where like he doesn't have logic in his own life and for his own self. Like, he can't manage his
Right.
own business, but
No.
for everyone else,
Right.
he's amazing.
Yeah, because was he talking to Ashi? For some reason, I'm remembering like a stairwell phone conversation. Was he talking to Ashi then?
About what?
I don't remember.
I mean, he talks to Ashi a lot of times and is the voice of reason.
Where he's like
at
give
one
Pun a
point-
chance, right?
Oh yeah, he's totally
Yeah.
the one that makes him give him a chance. Also, at one point, like, there's like, we've got drunkards, and he's the only one that comes in and is like, you need to like. Also, he's drunk at one point because he's upset
Yes.
over Ma,
Right.
and Pun and Ashi have to take care of him, but then they like sneak off to go bang.
Yeah. So good. The show is insane. It has it all. It was good. It was
This
a fun
is
time.
a great show. Yeah, I would rewatch it.
Yeah, I would too. I would love to just see a Daddy Muang and a Ma edit, because it was wild. If you put that whole thing together, potentially that's why they had to break it up with the rest of the show. They had to like just like slowly give you their scenes.
Yeah, I was an Ashi Pun fan. Like, of the two couples, they were the one I was more interested in.
I just didn't like Ashi, and potentially because I'm thinking of him against Fiat, and Fiat was perfect. I loved Fiat as a character. I thought First did an excellent job taking Fiat from like this hated character to this like beloved character.
Yeah.
And I really, really hated Leo. I didn't hate Leo. I didn't like Leo. Whereas, I mean, Pun's
yeah.
fantastic.
Pun is fun because Pun is, I would say, closer to like the Ja that I've interviewed, the Ja that like I've met. Obviously, like,
Yeah.
I'm not friends with Ja. I don't know Ja, but like I have
Yeah.
interacted with Ja, and
Right.
like And so
You bought some
that's
toast
really
from
fun.
him. You bought some.
No,
you
I
bought
didn't
some.
buy the toast. He gave me the toast.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
was
You
very
bought some
nice.
dessert. He gave us some complimentary toast. It was very nice.
Have we told that story on the podcast before?
I don't know.
I don't think we have.
I don't know. I don't think. Yeah, I don't know why we would have.
I'll tell. Okay, so since we're talking about Jaw on the show, so last time we were in Thailand, Jaw of course has a cafe.
Yes, and we had to go to it.
Yes, we had to go, and Jaw works there sometimes, and when we went, he happened to be working, and he's a very nice boy, and he was like, "Hi, you guys." And
It sounded like you were about to say young man.
He's a fine, he's
a
an
fella.
upstanding young man.
Yeah.
He's a very upstanding young man.
He does have that like motherly vibe. Like you want to just like mother him, like pat his head and be like, "Thank you."
And he was like, "Hi, you guys," and was like so nice and sweet to us. And like it was really cute because somebody had asked us to take a picture while we were there, and I like, because of the way we were standing when we took a picture with her, he like took a picture of us taking a picture, which I thought was funny. And he was just very clearly like so happy. Like he was just like being the nicest
so
boy.
nice, yeah.
And at one point, you excused yourself and you were gone for quite a long time. You claimed because there was a line. And me and Eileen were sitting there, and there's this like video screen that plays in the cafe that like shows you all the things they have.
It's literally Jaw showing you all the
Jaw
stuff,
making all the desserts.
which is really funny because we had a funny conversation about that, where if like you didn't know that he was the owner, it would be like really weird that like this cute boy was showing you all
the desserts.
Yeah.
And so we're watching this, and we see sort of the same thing on loop like 3 times, because that's about how long it took before you got back.
Yeah.
And me and Eileen were talking the whole time. There was some toast on the screen. It just looked delicious. They did a really good job of advertising it.
Yeah.
And this whole time we're going on and on about like, that
toast.
toast looks so good, and we're watching it. We're like, when's the toast gonna come back around on the screen? Like, we're just talking about the toast for like probably a good like 5 to 10 minutes. And so you come back, and then we start talking about other things, and then the dessert comes out that we ordered, which by the way was delicious.
So delicious. The Thai don't do that sweet of desserts, at least in my opinion, as someone who like really likes sweets. So I feel like it's a very like it's a dessert for everybody.
Yeah, it was delicious. And like a couple minutes after it came out, Jaw walks up behind us, and we're like taking pictures, and we're being cute. And I'm sorry, it was literally the cutest thing that's ever happened.
He sets down a bowl of toast.
He sets down a bowl of toast.
They're basically
next to
sweet
me.
croutons.
Yeah, he sets this bowl of toast down next to me, and he says, "Complimentary from me." And it's so funny. And
Ayla promptly lost it.
Because we realized it's because he had listened to us for like 10 minutes.
It's a very small space.
It's really
like
small.
We were right next to the cashier, which is where he was.
Jaw is the cashier.
Yeah, he was.
And it was just like the funniest, cutest thing. He's like, "Complimentary for me." Because we had talked about this toast for 10 minutes. So
we're like, what is this BL?
Yeah, my advice to you is go to Papua's house, is what it's called.
Top floor of Siam Center.
Siam Center, yes. And sit next and just go every day until Jaw's working. And then just talk at length about how something looks good. And then he'll like be nice and cute and like bring you free things, and it's really cute.
It was fun. It was a nice little place.
Yeah,
I
and
enjoyed that
he was
experience.
really sweet because there were like other fans there, and he was like he would like step out and like take pictures with them, and he, even though like he, you know, like he was wearing the uniform of the shop, he like didn't have makeup on or anything, but he was like taking pictures with everyone and talking to everyone. So yeah, like if you go, you can totally like, if he's working on that day, I don't know how you would know. You just have to show up. You just have to show up. Just dumb luck. We didn't know. It was just dumb luck.
Yeah.
And it was funny, too, because you saw him from, like, across the mall. Like, when we got off the escalator.
Because we were like, wouldn't it be funny if Jaw was working?
And then we saw the thing, and you pointed at it, and we were like,
oh,
there it is. We were like, there it is, because we saw the logo. And you were like, oh, Jaw's working. And I was like, okay, yeah, he is. And you were like, no, it's really Jaw. And I looked, and I was like, it's definitely not Jaw. And then the closer we got, I was like, oh, wait.
Because it's such a funny idea that like a celebrity would open a restaurant and then be work it.
Yeah, but he totally does.
Jaw, man of the people, which is all that to say, which is why Pun feels very much like who Jaw is.
And shout out, Papua's house is featured in Superstar.
Also, some like giant dogs. Whose dogs do you think those actually were?
They were very cute.
Potentially the director's dogs, and he was like, I don't want to take them to doggy daycare, so like go on set.
Maybe they were really cute.
Yeah.
I also really like this series. I guess my other thing about this series is I think that it was a really good one to show off first acting range, because like we get to see him act in a show and then he has to be behind the scenes but he's on camera. Do you know what, like there's so many different,
there's
like,
so many layers.
He has to jump between scenarios and stay in character, but he's literally playing two characters, right? He's playing the character in the show, three characters, yeah. He's playing the character in the show, the character in the movie, and then the character in Be Mine Superstar, like his like that he's like first is also playing Achi, right?
Yeah.
And so like I always, like, listen, we've been right? Like, we knew this about First, but, like, this was the perfect show to show off just how good of an actor First is.
Yeah.
Like, he's so incredibly talented.
It was solid. And they're both solid criers.
Yeah.
They got a good tear situation going. No ugly crying.
Yeah. The only moment that I got frustrated with them was in Ep 12, the very end, whenever they're at the shrine and Pun is like loosely following Ashi to go get him. I'm like, what? Like, just like, you just say his name. He needed to see him kiss the bracelet. Did he? Because he was already going after him. He could have been like, Ashi.
And they needed to run across the bridge.
They needed to run across the bridge to unite. Yeah.
That was fantastic.
That's true.
It was a beautiful ending. Them like frolicking in the snow.
Yeah.
It was interesting to watch a Thai drama with snow.
Yeah.
I was like, I mean, mind you, they're in Japan when it happens, but like we're still watching like a Thai drama, even if Ben Brazier is Japanese.
That's the question. Is he supposed to be Japanese, or is he a Thai actor that's in a Japanese, like, is he, for example, like a Luke? Like, Luke is not Thai.
No. But
in his shows, he plays a Thai. But Luke is also half Japanese.
Right. But
and Luke plays a half Japanese character in one of his shows.
Right.
So he's actually, but he's Thai. So that's the question: is like, is he just a Thai actor that lives in Japan and they're doing their, you know what I mean? It's like a situation.
Or is it like colorblind casting?
Maybe.
Because like technically, like for example, oh God, what's a good example?
Like Luke is the perfect example.
Well, no, because you just use that. Hold on. Yes. Okay. So for example, like Luke in, for example, Three Gentle Bros, they don't make mention of like his nationality. So potentially he could be a Japanese man.
But he has a Thai mom, right?
But
and Luke himself
But
is
he's
not
speaking Thai.
Right.
And he's in a Thai show, but like we don't talk about the fact that he's not Thai. Kind of like we don't talk about how Ben Brazier isn't Japanese, but like
it could be like Hannah from Fort Eve in that show with Poom from Atlas.
Right.
Hannah's Laos American.
Right.
Hannah's Laotian American, but like in the show,
she speaks Thai. Yeah.
And living in Thailand and like being a Thai person.
You just suspend.
So
you suspend disbelief for Ben Brazier because he speaks Thai. He is Thai British, and he uses Japanese names.
Guess in the show they never tell us he's Japanese.
No, that's what I'm saying.
It's just a Japanese movie,
right? So the whole production, that's the funniest part, is the whole production is Thai people, but it's a Japanese production.
Right.
Right? Because like, literally everyone on set speaks Thai.
We do that here, though, sometimes, right? Like, we do. Like, Spanish language, like, all the Spanish language television that's made here.
I guess it was...
Like, typically everybody on set is right. It's like because it's a Thai language film.
I guess it would be like
it would make sense. Just like how we make Spanish language films. Everybody just speaks Spanish.
I guess it's like when they dub things in another language, but like it's an American show, but they're dubbing it in whatever other language, but it's still American people.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
You're saying. Yeah. Not like Crazy Handsome Rich. There's a whole different dubbing situation.
Yeah. Somebody explain why Crazy Handsome Rich is dubbed.
Yeah.
Is that like a style of show?
I don't know.
Because dubbing is definitely... Is dubbing in your native country... Is that like a thing?
Well, we have dubbed shows.
Do we? What show is dubbed?
There are so many.
I can't think of any.
Yeah.
Because the only thing that I can think of dubbing is if it's in a foreign language.
That's what I mean. Is like they dub.
But
they're not dubbing English on top of English.
Right.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was like, I can't think of anything.
No, I don't.
But that's what I'm asking. Is there a country where that's a common practice? Because that's been the confusion for Crazy Handsome Rich, where we're like, is that a thing? Is it a style?
Is this a style decision?
Yeah, because all I can think of like kung fu movies, but those are dubbed into English
Because of the language barrier.
Right. But like, are there kung fu movies where like they dub them in Japanese on top of the Japanese?
Or Chinese.
Chinese.
Yeah.
But yeah, is that a Thai style?
Or are they trying to mirror like another style? Like, is this adapted from something where that would make sense? We have a lot of questions. Anyways, this is the Be Mine Superstar series. Sunday.
But Longley is always the connection.
Longley is like the Kevin Bacon.
He is.
Yes. Longley is the Kevin Bacon of the Thai BL world.
Fantastic. Be Mine Superstar.
This is a great show. I would rewatch it. I would advise everyone to watch it. I think it's a really fun watch. Everybody in this show kills it. The only one I didn't like was the evil manager.
Oh my God, yes.
She was so annoying. Also, why was she always yelling?
She had some issues. I feel like almost every BL that showcases some kind of manager, the production people on shows definitely don't like some managers.
Yo, whoever's writing these shows are like, fuck this manager. The manager fucking sucks. Like, I want to know who wronged them. That they like, because it's every show, dude.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, there's an awful manager. There's at least one good manager, but then there's always like they're not bad. They're like real
they're
bad.
like evil.
Well.
And with that, this has been Let's Talk BL. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow all things Let's Talk BL at Let's Talk BL.